Are you listening?
The Running Wrestling Podcast. End your week the right way fast. Step into the ring with us, no DQ, just trust. The Running Wrestling Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Running Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Big Mike, and I am joined, as always, by my friend, my partner, my brother, Sped Rock. What is going on, Sped Rock?
You know how it
muted
is.
for
Yeah, I
seconds.
was muted there for a second. Yeah. It's
You know,
going.
we should do like some kind of behind the scenes like pre-show where we can work out all these kinks. That way when we go live, that stuff doesn't happen. We should start
Yeah, I
planning that.
know. I looked up, was seeing what my daughter was doing. I hit the mute button at the same time. I gotta stay warm. But how's everybody doing tonight?
I am doing okay, and then the chat will let you guys know as well. If you didn't know, I was kidding. We do have a behind the scenes 30 minutes before over on Twitch. If you're not watching us on Twitch, make sure you go there, SP3DROCK. That way you guys can check us out 30 minutes early where we talk anything but wrestling. Tonight, there was a big movie talk. We talked about our favorite movies, some good movies that we've seen this year, and just other movies in general. And if you guys are on Twitch and want to follow us over on YouTube as well, you can scan that QR code that I just put up on the screen there, and it will take you right to the Running Wrestling Podcast over on YouTube, and you can check us out there. But we will say hello to a few people that were in the chat on our behind the scenes. Isaiah coming in, supposed to get a couple inches of snow. Yeah, that sucks for you guys.
Nope.
Well, I'm
keep
good
it
in
that way.
Alabama.
Keep it over there.
And then Lady Alpha, who knows all things, while we love her. And you can catch her on the Wrestling Divas podcast every Tuesday night at 6 Eastern. Yeah, because I always miss it right at 5. I'm always like 10 minutes late to that show. I apologize because I always lose track of time. So catch her in Autumn every Tuesday night over on the Wrestling Divas podcast. We had Coda in the chat before in behind the scenes. We had our resident wrestling encyclopedia, Stampede, Hearts War, one of the movies we were talking about. He says is an excellent movie. We also talked about comedians. Dane Cook is TC's one of his favorite comedians. So we appreciate you in the chat, TC. And everybody else who joins us every week on the behind the scenes to keep the conversation going. But now it's the main event. So what everybody's here for. The wrestling talk. It's a pretty good week. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed a lot of wrestling, a lot of big news. We'll talk about a few news things and things like that coming up as well. Some big announcements.
No yeet.
One specifically that we'll talk about here. I don't remember seeing a slide from it when I went, but congratulations to TNA Wrestling, who got a TV deal finally that we have been begging for since the beginning of this show.
Yep.
They will be on AMC starting January 15th.
Yep.
Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. So we will get you guys primed up for TNA. Hopefully, we will start having a TNA segment now that they're going to be on TV every week. We will.
Yeah.
Now that we can watch it, because I never had TNA Plus, so we can never watch the show in full. So, guys, look forward to 2026, us adding a TNA segment. We may add one here where we guys give you a preview of like a TNA wrestler every week, just so we can go ahead and put the stopgap in there. And you guys, if you've never watched TNA, you get to learn about some TNA wrestlers. So, haven't really talked about that before. I just kind of threw that on Sped, so we'll see what happens.
That's all good in the hood. You let me know
Kinda
what I
like,
have to do.
him throwing stuff out to me in the middle of the show. Who would ever thought that?
That's all good.
But for the reason you guys are here, ending your week the right way, here on the Running Wrestling Podcast, let's go through what happened this week in wrestling. Starting off with SmackDown, we had imagine that it's Survivor Series weekend, and we had a traditional Survivor Series match, not on Survivor Series, but on SmackDown. What'd you think?
Look, it didn't get enough for me. All right, everybody got quick with it and stuff like that. That's fine. Yeah, the tallest of all Tongas, destroying
all the Tongas.
Yeah, well, he destroyed MCMG single-handedly. He eliminated Alex Shelley and Alex and Sabin. That's what it is. Yeah, it is. Sorry, and Shelley. He eliminated both of them by himself, but the story the story at the end is Uncle Howdy. He came in and he's skyscraper Tonga. There it is. But he came in and he was furthering that story that we wanted for War Games. That was the War Games that we wanted, you know. And see, this just didn't have enough time for him. It seemed like.
Sorry, my brain is just kind of going crazy today. So this may be a very interesting episode of the run-in. So if Tala Tonga is the tallest Tonga, does that make Tonga Loa the lowest Tonga?
He is also the shortest, isn't he?
So I guess that of the Tongans, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk about the group, there's always good old JC Mateo, the boulder, who's shorter than all of them.
Yeah, but he's not really part of the actual bloodline. Yeah.
But that just kind of popped into my head. Tonga Loa is actually the lowest Tonga. And Tala Tonga is the tallest Tonga.
Tonga Lolo.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, sorry. Continue with your expert analysis of this match. So
There was no expert
random shit in there.
No, I was just saying. I don't think it had enough time in my book. You know.
I agree.
A lot of commercial breaks. You know, come on.
I would say as you do on SmackDown, but these days there's a lot of commercial breaks on their PLEs too. So.
Yeah. Oh God.
As we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that really and truly, this was the only interesting thing that happened on SmackDown that didn't lead over into Monday. We'll talk, a little bit about a couple other things when we talk about Monday Night Raw, because a lot of that bled into it with the Last Time Is Now tournament. So we'll talk about all that when we talk about the semifinals over on Raw. So this is really the only topic on SmackDown that we really had. And you're right, Uncle Howdy coming back. Luckily, he's healthy now. He got a little physical, so obviously he's cleared. And interested to see where it goes. Maybe we get a second traditional Survivor Series match at the Royal Rumble. Who knows?
We'll see.
Maybe they'll do like a mini Royal Rumble with just those 10.
A 3.56. What does cage match go to? Like out of a 10? Or is that out of 5?
Yeah, it's out of 10.
It's out of 10? Wow.
Yeah, it's out of 10. So, but here's the thing about cage match. Cage match is fan driven.
Yeah.
I mean, in anybody, like I could go on there and give it a 2 if I didn't like it. So yeah. I mean, I like cage match for a lot of things. I don't know that I like their ratings because it's like when Stampede rates something, yes, he's probably got it close to the 3.56 as well. But I don't know. It's just weird.
It is weird.
That anybody could just jump in and rate it for whatever reason.
No, I get what you're saying.
On both shows. Like anybody that hates AEW could just go rate an AEW show 1 every time. And I'm sure that happens. Just like I'm sure there are people that hate WWE that go in there too. I wish there was more control over it to where it was more accurate. But it is what it is. I still go to them for like match times and all that because they've always got match times. They've got results a lot faster than everybody else. So it is a very good website for a lot of information.
I don't know. I don't check out any of that stuff, honestly.
No, I mean, it's really good. Like when we talk about like our time limits for what's going on, Zach, it is National Cookie Day. So make sure if you haven't already, eat a cookie. I think I have some cookies in the kitchen that I'll eat after the show. There you go.
I need a cookie then. Damn.
And what's up, Herb of the Herb and Raj podcast? My best friend coming in saying hello. We appreciate you. You catch them every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Central on the Herb and Raj. And then on Saturday nights, they have After Dark, where they may drink a little, watch a little football, and talk about really whatever. So make sure you catch them over on the Herb and Raj podcast YouTube network. Yeah, so that's all we had for SmackDown. If you guys thought of anything else I haven't on SmackDown, let us know in the chat. We'll talk about it as we move on. But Saturday night,
the Chelsea Green stuff. The only thing I could think of is that Chelsea Green stuff. That's it.
I mean, it was okay. I mean, Chelsea Green's always entertaining, but still.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Moving on to, as Stampede says, wait till we see the Survivor Series War Games rating. On to Survivor Series War Games, which that beautiful WWE crown was on the line that you see on top of the Phoenix's head. Team Big Mike versus Team Sped. We'll see how that all shook out after we talk about each match. So let's get into it. First up, we have the women's War Games match that was won by the Faces: Charlotte, Alexa, Rhea, Io, and crap,
AJ
right?
Lee.
Yeah, AJ Lee. Crap, my mind just went blank.
I was trying to think of who you said. I was like, hold on.
Well, in the chat's covering, like the chat box is covering her face, so I couldn't see
Yeah.
who it was in the picture on the bottom right. So I was like, oh,
Yeah,
crap.
that's
I gotta
what made me
remember who's
laugh.
in the match now.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was a decent match. It wasn't anything special. I mean, I have seen better female War Games matches, but I mean, it definitely wasn't it wasn't last year. You didn't have Nia Jax and
Yeah.
messing everything up. She was actually decent in this match. She didn't.
She saved a I think it was I remember I think it was Alexa Bliss that they had over their head. I can't remember who her and Lash had, but she worked very safe in this match. She did. Okay. And that was a Yoda type deal. I understand. But
well, and she worked safe last year too, but it was like her yelling at somebody to turn around so she could hit her with a chair.
Well, I mean, that's not her fault though. She was just letting someone know what's going on, you know. But
I get that, but
like
still, it looked bad.
Mike Norton said it the best though on Sunday with Good Morning IWC. When we did this Sunday, when we did our review, he said that he believes that we were spoiled with blood and guts, with the women's blood and guts, that this match right here could never live up to the expectations that everyone had. And when he said that, I thought about it. I was like, damn, you're right. You are right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I could agree with that. Under WWE's format, they could never do that.
No.
Because they're not going to allow the women to have the amount of, even if you take away the actual blood, because you could still do a lot of the spots without the blood.
Yep.
Not all of them, obviously, because some of them they were just stabbing people with shit. So I mean, there is that. But you could still do a lot of the spots that they do in blood and guts in War Games without all the blood. So you could still do a lot of that. They're just not going to let it.
Yeah, exactly.
And for whatever reason, if they want to keep it PG, it is what it is. That's just their thing, and it's never going to be that for us. I'm sure there were some little kids watching it, like you said, your wife, Lady Alpha.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of the people that we talk to in our audience don't like the blood, so they would obviously prefer the War Games format. So it really is just kind of a hit or miss depending on your flavor. What were you saying?
My daughter came up and did this. She's learned how to do the rock symbol.
So there you go. You like the War Games match more than Blood and Guts too.
Oh yeah,
so there you go.
Yeah, no, I won't let her watch AEW for personal reasons. She's 3. I'm not gonna just let her watch.
I mean,
AEW.
that's fair.
Yeah,
I don't know that I would let her watch a lot of WWE.
I don't.
Still...
She goes to bed. I'll let her watch highlights if I'm watching the highlights and stuff like that. But she doesn't really watch it. She knows who Roman Reigns is. You know, if I put Roman Reigns' song on, she puts her finger up. She knows what to do. Yeah. But yeah.
And that's fair, Lady Alpha. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just not saying it very well. You know, it's really just depends on what you like.
Yeah, no, I get what y'all. And me personally, this match was decent. And that's what me and Mike Norton talked about. Like I said, you guys already heard me talk about this on Sunday, but like I thought it was decent. All right. For WWE, this could have been a traditional Survivor Series match. You don't need 2 War Games matches. Okay. You could do 1 Survivor Series. You could do 1 War Games if you want to have War Games. All right. But the storyline for this was not there for either or. Okay. The storyline here was for the Wyatts versus the MFTs at the War Games right there. Boom. There's the men's. The women's was just rushed. All right. This right here could have been a traditional Survivor Series matchup in all aspects. And
but then you don't get to see EO jump off the cage.
Who cares? Who cares? You know, we don't need
WWE cares.
Okay, yes, I
understand. That's why they had a trash can with her name on it.
But that's the thing. That's her thing. But we can't injure one of our best out there. We can't keep risking that. You know, we can't keep risking something, you know, her landing perfectly, because 9 out of 10 times she may land perfectly. But what about that one time? You know what I'm saying? So that's when it's going to stop, you know, And I agree with that. This Heat Fest bull crap. All right. We've been saying it for a while now. Why in the hell is it in the middle of a war games? All right. Right back. Right back. That was dumb. I
We'll
even
talk about
tweeted.
that more when we get to the men.
Yeah, I get that. But I even tweeted that out. But like I said, this could have been a traditional Survivor Series matchup, and you still could have had it. And everyone out there, my biggest question was, why don't we have a championship match? We have what, two? One of them being the world heavyweight one. Where was the WWE Women's? You saw the WWE Championship and the world heavyweight, all right? But where was the WWE Women's Championship? If they showcase these titles like they say, why wasn't she on the heel side in this matchup? You didn't need Becky Lynch or AJ Lee in this. And Rhea did not need to come out last. That was AJ Lee's spot, not Rhea Ripley's. You don't put a legend like AJ.
I did find that weird. I thought that was weird.
It was very weird, but you don't put a legend like AJ Lee in that type of position. Well, I get it. She was in there for probably like 15 minutes.
Well, but still, to be fair, like Rhea Ripley is the most popular female on their roster, even over AJ Lee.
I get that, but
so in fairness, I can agree kind of with that. I think AJ Lee storyline wise should have come out last, but they also didn't have Becky come out last either. So it's not like it was a tit for tat thing. They both came out kind of in the middle.
Right there in the middle, yeah. Becky looked good though.
Were you okay with Lash coming out last?
No. I even told my wife straight. I was like, she should have been first, because then she could have showcased that strength, that ability, all that stuff.
Stamina yet to go first.
What?
She's still new. I don't think.
Oh yeah, maybe second or third. I'm sorry, you're right. Maybe second or third. But yeah, I don't agree with her coming out last either. She could have showcased a little bit more. They did showcase her as a powerhouse, which is great. I like the way they did it, but they could have brought her in third and had someone else come out last. Maybe an Asuka coming out last. That would have been perfect, you know?
But, I mean, for the way the storyline played out, it should have been AJ and Becky last.
Yes, you're right. You're 100% right.
For the way the story played out and the way they entered it, that's the way it should have been. But with Rhea being the most popular one, and I guess them wanting to give Lash her big moment as the rookie coming in, I can understand it. I don't necessarily agree with it either, but I can understand their thought process behind it.
Yeah, no, I agree with Mike. I agree with Mike Norton though. They need to change that theme. That entrance music to Lash needs to go. Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what it is. That's how bad it is. I couldn't even tell you what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Yeah, like good God. Just bouncing.
All right. Moving on, we had Dominic Mysterio and John Cena for the Intercontinental title, and Dominic Mysterio gets the win once again, and he is now your two-time Intercontinental champion. I'll let you go with this one first, man. It's your guy. What'd you think?
Man, I did not like the match. I mean, I like Dom versus Cena, but the shenanigans that followed through, you did not need. If the end goal was Liv coming out, okay. I applaud Liv. I tweeted out, Liv, I love you, okay. But if the end goal was for Liv to come back and help Dom, you did not need Raquel. You did not need Roxanne. You did not need JD. You did not need Finn. All right. The Judgment Day could have came back as a whole on Monday night like they did and declared that they're going to do what they did. But you did not need this in this match. Just the shenanigans in this match was terrible.
So I think they did it that way more for Cena than anything. I think they still wanted to protect quote unquote Super Cena. So they wanted everybody to get involved because they knew he was going to lose with the Liv Morgan thing. And I think that's the main reason they did it. Did they need it? No. But again, one of those things, I can understand the thought behind it. Liv coming back, I absolutely love. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I thought that was maybe the best part of the night. The way she came back and recreated the John Cena moment for when he did the turn to Cody Rhodes, like a whole kind of full circle thing in his next to last match. I thought that was one of the best callbacks that the WWE has done in a while. So I really enjoyed that part. Again, I'm with you. I could have done without the Judgment Day and all that, but I understand why they did it. But Liv coming back the way she did was amazing. I enjoyed the hell out of that, which made me enjoy this match more than I probably would have, even without the Judgment Day and all that. Her coming back made me enjoy the match a lot more. So next up, we had the Women's World Championship match. Stephanie McCool defeats Nikki Bella, thank God, and is still your women's champion. Look, I said before this that I'm glad to see Nikki back as long as she didn't win. And I mean, I guess this match was okay. I couldn't tell you anything that happened in the match, to be completely honest, just because nothing was memorable. It was just kind of there.
Yep, this was a Monday Night Raw match that made it to a PLE.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just a weird thing. It's a championship match on a PLE that I could not tell you one. I mean, obviously I know the Devil's Kiss happened, but I couldn't tell you anything around that. I mean, I couldn't tell you when in the match. I don't remember it happening in the match. I know it did because it happens every match.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you even when that happened, and that's normally the highlight of the match for everybody that everybody goes crazy over, and I don't even remember that.
I don't
It was
even
just
think anyone
kind of
went
a very
crazy in
there
this
match.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That is the best way to say it. It's
Yep,
something that happened.
it's true.
I could have seen this fight walking down the street on like 7th Street, and I would have thought the same thing if I've seen it on my TV. I'd be like, okay,
Yep.
interesting. Wonder why they're fighting. Why is she beating up that old lady? Nikki Bella's not old. That was just a joke.
That's hilarious.
I know I'm older than Nikki Bella, so no, Nikki Bella's not old. But
That's
you know what I
funny,
mean. But speaking of old, there is some old people in the men's War Games match.
A lot.
That was won by the heel team. And yeah, again, just kind of one of those things that happened.
Yeah, okay, look, the only thing I really truly want to talk about is how my theory is that hooded guy is Austin Theory. All right, that's the only thing I want to talk about. If this is Austin Theory joining the Vision, there's a video out there I need you guys to go watch. It's on X. I just type in Paul Heyman talks to Austin Theory. All right. And he said to Theory months ago.
And quick answer to your question, Stampede, no, she should not.
No, God, no, she shouldn't get a rematch. But he put out there, Paul Heyman said months ago when it was, A-Town Down Under, he said that you're the better of the two, and if you join me, I could take you places. I could give you what you want, and I can help you get where you're at, And the way that curb stop came in, if you go back and watch some old Theory videos, Theory used to do a curb stomp. He knows how to do it very well. And they're only people that I know of personally that know how to climb a fence like that are people from Atlanta, right? They know how to get in and out like that, my man. And he lived in Atlanta like that. And Big Mike knows what I'm talking about. The man says, "No, they gone." Hell, what hop? He took 2 steps on that cage and was gone.
I would say there in like New Orleans. So we took a trip to New Orleans and I saw something that I'd never seen. Like they have like brick walls with like glass coming out of the top of it, like shards of glass coming out of the top of it. I thought it was weird. And then somebody explained to me why. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah. And Stampede, you're right. We all know it was Theory under there. If it was Austin Theory and you're going to announce it to be Austin Theory, I don't know why you don't have him unmasked right then and there.
Royal Rumble. You do it at the Rumble. Where Paul Heyman.
But that loses so much momentum from that moment.
I don't know, man. They can build that shit up so much because you got that day one coming up. You got Saturday night main event coming up. You got the Rumble coming up. Actually, you got 2 Saturday night main event coming up, then the Rumble. And then, you could really play on to this.
Rumble at all. Because the Rumble just doesn't make sense. It just being in the Rumble.
No. It makes sense if he helps out, say, Breaker or Breaker, because the thought is Breaker's going to go to WrestleMania and headline WrestleMania 42 for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I don't know. I don't see it at the Royal Rumble. I don't see how it makes sense. Because again, if you're going to do that, why are you not in the Royal Rumble for yourself, even as a masked person or whatever?
Well, I mean, he could come out as Theory as a surprise entrance, and then when he gets eliminated, come back in the masked assailant. And you still be like, hold on, is that Dude Love?
Which somebody put this out there on Twitter that I'm glad you mentioned that about the Royal Rumble. It's funny, we have Cardona and Nemeth, who have both come back now as Ziggler and Zack Ryder. How funny would it be to have both of them come out twice?
What up?
Both of their, or at least one of them. I don't know if I want both of them twice, but yeah. What's up, Mike? Michael from Kicking Out at 2 coming in.
Yeah, okay, but Stampede, I understand what you're saying, but there's no damn way that old man is jumping the cage the way that happened.
There's zero chance Chris Jericho could have climbed that cage in probably the last 10 years.
Oh man,
like that.
I understand Canadians are tough, but they're not agile like that. I'm sorry, brother. You guys get cold and frozen. The joints get all stiff up there. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
There's zero chance that anybody would believe that was Chris Jericho.
No.
I get that, but it's just not believable.
We
understand that point.
I love it, though. I love it.
I mean, I'm good with it being Theory. I'm good with Theory joining that group if that's who it is. But if you're going to do that, you might. I mean, he could have come out like right after the match and maybe like come up behind them after the match at the end and unmasked there. Didn't have to do it as soon as he did it, but should have done it either that night or Monday night after it Raw.
Plus, he kicked the shit.
That way you don't lose the momentum. Because by Royal Rumble, half the people aren't going to remember that any of that happened.
But like Monday, they forgot half the people forgot that happened.
Exactly. So that's why you do it there and not a month and a half later at the Royal Rumble.
Attention, man. It's the boogeyman.
What do
you think about? What do you think about Roman Reigns' freaking? What he said at the end. I'm done helping you. This is it. Never again. And the crazy part to me is that he was 3-0 with Jay and Jimmy at the War Games, right? You know what they were missing to go 4-0?
What's that?
Sammy.
That's true.
No, I'm not kidding. Every time that they won, right, with CM Punk, they had Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and the big dog Roman Reigns. That every time they won with Solo Sikoa, they had Sami Zayn. Every time they were missing the family, and that's the problem. You can't just put the Avengers together. This is whatever. This match made me mad.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't enjoy it. And let me go back to another thing. They say clearly in the rules of the match that if you leave the cage, your team is automatically disqualified. So how can Brock Lesnar leave the cage? I get it's not everybody's not in yet, so it's not technically started, but he's still in the cage and leaves the cage to go attack everybody.
Yeah,
is that not an automatic forfeit?
It's called they pick and choose what they want to follow.
That's the part that pissed me off the most, because as soon as he came out of the cage, I was like, wait, so the match is over?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, what? And then you hear Michael Cole, the bell hasn't rang yet. I was like, dude, the bell rang as soon as two guys got in there. Look at the hell you talking about.
Technically, they are very, very clear that the match doesn't start until the last people are in.
I understand.
But they never kind of made that distinction. I think it would have been cooler if they had thrown the match out and Brock Lesnar was just there to beat the shit out of everybody. And then they they just forgot War Games was even going on throughout the whole thing, and they just beat the crap out of each other.
That'd been great.
I thought that would have been a better concept than what we got.
Yeah, I mean, Braun Breaker almost broke his neck because of Cody Rhodes' terrible doomsday device.
Yeah.
Both hands and feet had to touch the mat at the same time. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I don't know that, and I'm not sure why that point alone irritated me the most, but it did. And granted, I wasn't paying a ton of attention to it. I kind of watched a little bit after because there was some football going on that I was watching in the interim. But anyway,
And my
that
biggest
leads us to. Oh, go ahead.
my
Finish
biggest
your thought, and then
problem
we'll-
was my biggest problem with both those matches, and I wrote it down for Good Morning IWC, was time for around the time was 34 minutes and 21 seconds for the women's, right? But there was only around 8 minutes of wrestling. A true, like, from bell to bell.
So
True
yeah,
bell to
and
bell.
that's not a fair time. I mean, there was a lot more than 8 minutes of wrestling.
Oh,
There
no,
was
I'm
only
saying,
8 minutes of official match time.
yes, that's what I'm saying. It just
Yeah.
waiting almost 30 minutes to get everyone out there. You got to cut it down a little bit, it's just too
Yeah.
much.
I mean, it was what it was. It was an okay show. I gave it a C. It was just kind of average.
Yep. I mean, I did the same thing.
So it is what it is. And we'll get into this with another point when we get to our Twitter topic of the week that I can kind of understand. So, but really, the result that really matters is the result of the crown you see up there on their head, which kind of gives it away. He still has the crown on his head. Yes, Team Sped did defeat Team Big Mike in Survivor Series War Games, and he is still your WWE Predictions champion.
Yeah, 15-12.
Proceed.
That was
to
yeah,
do your
yeah.
dance.
Look at us. Yeah, this is for Team Sped, guys. Team Sped did it. Look. We didn't need no encyclopedia, and we didn't need Lady Alpha, and we didn't need.
Oh crap! Oh, I hit the wrong button. What happened? Oh, where'd Sped go?
Sped's awesome.
Oh, hey, there you are. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. We had some technical difficulties, everybody. I
Wait.
apologize.
5.75 out of 10. Damn.
That's higher than I thought you were going to say
Yeah.
with everything that you said at the beginning. I thought it was going to be like a 3 or something like that, like SmackDown was. Yeah, I see. It would have been a B for me until, well, really after Vakur and Nikki, it dropped it down, and then the men's match did it even more. So, moving on, we will go to Monday Night and Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And look, I loved Monday Night Raw. I get it. Everybody's on, oh, Triple H said it was going to be an epic Monday Night Raw. You know what? It was as close to an epic Monday Night Raw that we've had this year.
You could just say,
I'll go that far.
Yeah, you could be like, shut up, Meg, because that was a really good
That's
Monday
your thing.
Night Raw.
I don't say that. I mean, this tag team match, you had the tag team champions, AJ and Dragon Lee, against one of the greatest tag teams of all time in the New Day, in what I thought was a really good match. The ending was one of the best Styles clashes that I've seen. With the springboard off of the rope, the stomp springboard in the Styles clash.
That was
really cool. I'm just a really cool way to end that, and a really cool way to set up the Styles clash. I don't know that everybody can do that. That may be something that only a few wrestlers can do. Kofi Kingston being one of them.
I was gonna say, I think Kofi might be the only one right now.
There's a few. I mean, we talked about Austin Theory. He can make that work perfectly.
Yeah, you're right.
Axiom is a tag team that can come in and make that work.
Yeah, I think they stay on SmackDown though, even after the draft. But no, I like this. I like this match though. This was a great match. However, I will say this: next week we're not going to get as of a great match because the War Raiders. I like them. Don't get it twisted. But after all those surgeries and all that other stuff that has been going on with those guys, they're not as what they used to be, and that's understandable. Again, surgeries to the neck, to the arms, whatever. I think they're just trying to hype up.
You mean Ivar can't make that Kofi spot work? You don't think they can springboard Ivar off into a Styles?
I don't even know if Ivar can really do a moonsault anymore. Like he's looking sluggish. Yeah,
I will pay good money though to see them try that and try to like let AJ Styles try to catch Ivar like that.
Oh God,
because that's part of it too. Not only is it the springboard, I think Ivar can make the springboard happen. I don't know that AJ Styles, as strong as he is, and he's as strong as a mule,
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
is.
that he could catch Ivar like that and hold him. Because look, I have seen that move compared to, and I don't even remember who did it in AEW. It was the Young Bucks, how they
Yeah.
would do
Yep.
the springboard power bomb.
Yep.
Not the same thing. This is harder. What AJ Styles did is harder. What the Young
Oh
Bucks
yeah.
do, because in AEW, all you have to do is catch their legs and drop.
Yep.
AJ had to catch him and hold him and then get in position. So don't tell me it's the same thing because this is much harder than that.
Well, before you switch real fast, did you see one of AJ Styles' comments
Yes,
recently?
about insecure wrestling fans.
Yes. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, I love
I
it.
thought that was good.
Oh my
And
god,
look,
that crap.
it's 7.25 out of 10. Look, anytime Stampede gives a WWE match above a 7, that's
Yeah.
pretty freaking epic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see if any other matches get above a 7 on this Monday Night Raw. Next up, one that won't get a 7 from anybody.
No.
LA Knight and Jey Uso in the Last Time Is Now tournament. And probably the worst nightmare for Sped ever.
Yeah.
Other than this maybe being a triple threat and both of them pin Dom in a triple threat together. Maybe the only thing worse than that. And then they share the IC title, or one of them takes the Mega Championship, one of them takes the IC title from him. That may be the only thing worse for Sped there. But
That's just bad.
it was what it was, man. It was a crappy match. If this gives us the end of the Yeet movement, I'll take it.
I would love that. I would be a fan of LA Knight for that. Yeah.
Appreciate
I'd
your
be like,
wrestling
thank you.
podcast.
Yeah, thank you. Nah, I just did not like this match at all. I do not agree with the fact that LA
didn't
Knight's in
either.
the finals. I do not
Well, of
agree
course you don't,
with
because you hate LA Knight.
well, yeah, that's true. But I just do not agree with the fact that LA Knight's in the finals. Look, you
I mean,
could
I would rather see LA Knight go to the finals than see Uso and Gunther again. I am at least happy about we don't see Jay and look, I even said on IWC that I was going to make a case of why Jey Uso could be John Cena's final opponent, and I can still do that because he is kind of the John Cena of today. He's that ultimate babyface. Everybody wants him to get rid of this character, just like I've always wanted John Cena to get rid of that character because John Cena is just an entrance. He just comes in and he's just a promo and can't wrestle. You can't wrestle chance.
the five
All
moons
that
of doom.
ties into John Cena so much that they could have played into that. I'm glad they didn't, but they could have very easily played into that. I am glad we are not going to see Jey Uso and Gunther again. Though.
Yeah,
So-
no, that's one thing I'm glad we're not seeing. Yeah.
So for this one time, LA Knight, yeah, and that's all I'm going to do.
No, I'm good. Nah, and that's
Look,
me,
don't ever talk to me during a piss break. That is breaking man code rule number 1.
Yeah, that's 101.
Do not
right
ever
there.
talk to me during a piss break.
No, don't do that. Don't even say nice watch. I'll slap you in the head.
And I'd be okay with this, with running a legend killer kind of gimmick with Gunther. I'd be
cool with
perfectly
that.
fine with that.
I'd be cool with that all day and every day. That's better than watching LA Knight get an undeserving freaking shot at John Cena to retire him. All right.
Yeah.
Like,
and we did kind of spoil the next match as we talk about LA Knight and Gunther. It was Gunther and Solo Sikoa in the other Last Time Is Now semifinal, obviously won by Gunther, as you heard us talk about. And in the finals, it will be LA Knight and Gunther. But let's not speed past the fact that Solo and Gunther put on a banger.
listen,
I enjoyed the hell out of this match.
Oh, every bloody second. And then, Stampede said it the best. Gunther's one of those guys that can elevate anyone, right? But the last couple of matches that Solo's look really good. All right.
Well, except for when he hurt Penta.
Well,
Yeah.
but Penta hurt himself.
He didn't really hurt Penta.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't say that because then I'm that guy.
But like when he freaking Samoan Spike Nemeth, and running, bam, right in there. Look, Solo looked good. I get it, but Solo
may be Stampede's LA Knight.
I don't know, man. Solo's
Because
got a
I think
future.
Solo can wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I think Solo has a future over LA Knight. You know, he owns a win over John
because
Cena.
LA Knight's like 40 years older than Solo.
Well,
LA
yeah.
Knight's like 75 years old.
And that's why I got a problem with him trying to win a world heavyweight championship. When did he win the
He's
TNA?
not. He's younger than both world champions right now, though.
Yeah. Sad.
So
It's time to bring.
But
in
I am
younger.
interested to see in Stampede's rating. I think it would be above a 7.
This match.
I was trying to wait. Yeah, I think it would be above a 7. Dare I say it may be above an 8.
But that's Damian Priest. You always need a guy. That was the Miz. Miz was an upper card, mid card, upper mid card kind of guy. Someone that could, let's say you got an injury, that could take the WWE title and run with it for a few months. You know what I'm saying? A transitional champion. You know what I'm saying? So that you don't need full-time champions. Sometimes you need a transitional champion. You know, I mean, you don't always need to hold that damn thing for 2-3 years at a time, right?
Yeah.
Like
I'm with you.
What Claudio just beat a guy over there, CMML, right? For the CMML World Championship. That dude Guerrero held it for 3 years. Yeah. 8 out of 10.
Look at that.
Nice.
8,
Damn.
like I said, epic. Epic.
Oh, I loved every second of this match.
And people are telling me this wasn't an epic Raw. That is 2 ratings over a 7. One and an 8 from Stampede.
Yeah.
Can't nobody tell me this wasn't an epic Raw.
This was a great Raw.
Which, again, as we talked about, is the finals there. Anything else from Monday Night Raw that stands out?
You know what stands out to me is that side that LA Knight was on is so goddamn easy. Look at that, Zack Ryder. What? All right, and then Miz is a substitution for Sheamus. I mean, that would have been a banger match. Sheamus probably would have won that one, in my opinion. You know, Sheamus versus Gunther is a better match than LA Knight versus Sheamus, in my opinion.
I don't know that. I'll push back on that. I don't know that Sheamus would have beat LA Knight if they've got LA Knight going to the final.
I think that was the last second change.
I think he won that. I think he would have won that match either way.
I think it was the last second change, personally. Like, yeah,
and if they wanted to do so they made a last second change to put him in the finals. I mean, granted, it doesn't matter who's on that side of the bracket because we all know it's going to be Gunther anyway.
Watch him throw a swerve.
And if they do, I'm almost tempted to do a live watch along whenever they do this semifinal, just to see your face if LA Knight wins.
I will cut the TV right off. I was just done. I'm out of here. Yeah.
But even still, so and this is where I'll push back on that. I said this on Monday night. That match, when it was announced, whether you think it was going to get a definitive conclusion or not, that is a WrestleMania type match.
Yeah.
All 4 of those women have highlighted WrestleMania. There's nothing you can tell me that would say that match, because it's not just any other women's tag team match. That is a WrestleMania caliber match on a Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And the way they ended it, yes, there was a ton of shenanigans. Yes, there wasn't a definitive conclusion. But looking at that tag team division as a whole, we have cried and yelled and screamed for months about this women's tag team division. This women's tag team division looks stronger than it has ever looked. Ever.
Yep. And now it's got Bougie Bully in it too. So you guys are screwed.
Again, another thing that I can push into the column of leaning towards the epic side. So it's just I don't get it. Exactly. And thank you, AEW.
Yeah.
Because I don't think if AEW isn't putting on some of the matches we'll talk about here in a minute for their women's tag team titles, I don't know that they get this spotlight.
No.
Thank you, AEW.
Oh my God.
So for anybody that's going to start coming for me to say I'm a WWE homer or whatever, thank you, AEW, for putting that competition out there.
You guys
putting that seed out there and having amazing women's matches to make them actually look at a women's tag team title match and make it mean something. So hell yeah, if this is what we get out of that, sign me up for it. Which is what Stampede is alluding to there as well. Which I won't even be that. I mean, again, I'm not that smart to be that kind of beat around the bush about it. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm not that smart. Appreciate you, Kevin. Kevin Vargas coming in. Appreciate you coming in. Welcome to the show. I don't think I've ever seen you in the comments. If you're on YouTube, give us a subscribe. We appreciate you. But for the main event for us tonight, it is coming up. NXT Deadline. That beautiful belt around that Phoenix is on the line as we go through the matches one by one. You got your notebook ready?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Right here.
All right. There you see it. I always do that too early because I forget you've got a card coming up for it. Starting off with the men's Iron Survivor match.
Oh, man. This is going to be
pretty good card. You've got Joe Hendry. You've got Baby Randy Orton, Javon Evans, Leon Slater, and Dion Lennox. Who do you think? Who you got?
All right. So I'm going with Miles. I'm going with Miles. I'm going to write that down. Miles. He beat Trick. Trick's a former NXT champion. I think they're high on this kid right now. There's things that are going down with Leon and Javon Evans. Those two, they're having what they're doing, and then you got this rivalry going on between Ethan Page and Joe Hendry, and the last guy, I can't even think of what he's doing right now. But that's why I'm going with Miles.
He just gave up his tag team championship.
That's right.
He was a tag team champion.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I'm going with Bourne.
Which is the only reason it gives me pause, because I am also going to go with Miles. I again, for every reason you just said. The only thing that gives me pause is the fact that he gave up that belt.
I think that was just I remember when you said that. I couldn't even think of his name.
Dion Lennox.
Dion, that's what it is. Leon, Dion, there's a lot of them. But yeah, it for me, it's just I'm going by storyline. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Hendry's not a bad shout just because he's, I guess, officially signed with NXT now after interview with Carlos Silva the other day.
It doesn't look. He's not NXT championship material right now. All right,
not to you
right now. Look, give him the NXT North American Championship and let him run with it for a little bit. You know, like you don't want to look. I get it. He did all right as TNA champion. We're not even going to say he did great. He did all right as TNA champion. It would be. If your champion right now is Ricky Saints, let's say he is still a champion after this, okay? That I'm not saying that right now, but let's say that's him, all right?
You kind of did allude to who you're going to pick when you
no
with what you said.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if Joe Hendry won this and he went on to face Ricky Saints, that's a downgrade in my opinion. If you're going from Ricky Saints to Joe Hendry, your title is not looking good at all. Ricky Saints has actually had some good matches with the NXT North American Championship. What?
Okay.
Oh, it's here mid. But still, like, Ricky Saints is doing what he needs to do. He did it with the North American Championship. Now he's doing it with the NXT Championship. And yes, I'm not a big Ricky Saints fan. We all know that. I was not a big Ricky Saints fan when he was in AEW.
To be fair, you're not a big Joe Hendry fan either.
Not at all. But Henry's here, Saints is here. You don't want to go here in NXT.
Here's the thing. There's a lot more people that are higher on Joe Hendry than you are. A lot.
Mark Henry's opinion really only matters when he's playing horseshoes.
I don't even know what Mark Henry said. I'm not even talking about
he's high on Joe Hendry. That's why I said that.
There's a lot of people high on Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Either way, we both think Miles Bourne is going to win.
Yeah.
But it definitely is an interesting dynamic between all of them.
Yeah. Well, I like how
The
that.
best thing that's going to come out of this, though, is the Javon Evans and Leon match
Yes, I was gonna
that they're
say
going to
that.
have later on.
I like that front and center X Division
Yeah.
title right there. That is dope as hell.
Yep. All right. Moving on to the women's Iron Survivor match, which I don't know why they didn't do the same thing to Kendall Gray, put her Evolve Championship in the middle like
Yep.
they did there.
Yeah.
Interesting, though, that they put Kalani there, who was just a TNA champion, and they had Leon in the other one, who's a TNA champion or a TNA champion, front and center of both of them. But you've got Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, Jordan Grace, Lola Vice, and Kendall Gray in the women's Iron Survivor match. You got one?
I'm going with
This one's
Kalani
hard.
Jordan. Yeah, I'm going with Kalani Jordan now. And the reason why there's got to be a reason she lost that title, that TNA title, and I think it's because it's time to give her her opportunity and her deserved shot at that NXT Women's Championship. We're gonna be talking about it here in a little bit. Next match, Izzy and Tatum are busy. Okay, both of them are gonna be busy for a little bit. Right? Who's next? Jordan Grace isn't next. She's getting called up soon. I mean, she's going to be up in the Royal Rumble again. We all know that. But a female that you can really get behind in NXT is Kalani Jordan, because she's gotten better and better and better each and every time she's in that ring, on the mic, behind the scenes, whatever. She is growing faster than anybody thought.
So I'm actually going to go with Jordan Grace.
Nice.
For some of the reasons you actually just said. I do think she's going to be in the Royal Rumble this year. In the other Royal Rumbles, she has been a champion.
Yep.
She's been TNA champion in the other one. I think she comes into this Rumble as the NXT champion, which I think she will beat JC Jane and come into this champion. Then she can lose to Kalani after that before she gets called up. If you want Kalani as your champion.
No, I get what you're saying.
She could lose to whoever. I think they want to make Jordan Grace, and I think that's one of the reasons she hasn't been called up yet. I think they want to make her a champion at some point. And I don't think Jordan and Tatum has the same chemistry as a Jordan and JC. Jordan and JC have put on good matches before. I think that would be a really good match between those two. So, and for that reason, and because I think they want to put a belt on Jordan Grace to have her come out in the Royal Rumble with that, I'm going to say Jordan Grace.
I would say Sol Ruka, but the way you put it like that, Lady Alpha, I just don't see them wanting to put the title on her, that bigger title on her right now. Her knee is legit injured. Yeah, like she does have some.
If she was that injured, I don't think she'd be in this match.
I mean, she could sit it out. There's breaks. She gets pinned. She goes right to the PK, the penalty box. I'm sorry. She goes takes a seat. So there's always a work a way around it.
I think this is where Zarya comes out and costs her.
I think Zarya cost her in this one too. That's why I didn't pick her.
That's the only reason I didn't pick her. I think that's why she doesn't win, is because Zarya comes out and spears her or something.
I don't be surprised if the Evolution champion, I want to say her name is Gray, is going to have Evolve Evolution. Jesus Christ. She's
going to show out.
That's what I was going to say. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, folks.
So normally when they put wrestlers in here like this, they've had Kalani in it, they've had Soul in it.
Yep.
They don't do a lot of first-time champions like that. And with her still having the Evolve Championship around her waist, I don't think they're going to push her up that quick.
No. I think she's just going to show out, though. That's it.
She will have a great showing.
Yeah. She'll get a couple, maybe a pin. Maybe a pin.
Mainly because she's got Ren Sinclair showing her. Ren Sinclair was in last year's Iron Survivor.
Yeah, that's true.
She did that great, but she's showing her what not to do. They did some film study the other day. If you follow Ren Sinclair on her TikTok, they were doing some film study. So Ren was showing her what not to do. So yeah, she will definitely have a good showing. And I agree, she's not ready for that title just yet. She's not far from it. She's
No,
One of the
close,
fastest rising stars in the company, but
Yeah,
she's not ready yet. And it's sad to say that we've just went through almost everyone in this match and not once mentioned Lola. She feels like such a just kind of throw in. As sad as that is, I mean, you don't even. I mean, we had a whole 10-minute segment on her and we didn't even mention her.
Yep, it's one of those
Which
things.
in NXT terms means she's probably going to win.
Probably that'd be hilarious.
NXT will throw some shit out there like that. The one that
Yeah.
nobody's talking about, they'll just let them win for whatever reason.
Yeah, because nobody's
And Lola
talking
and
about it.
JC have had a feud, so I mean, there is
Yeah.
a story there. It's just so we can talk about her, so they don't do that. So I can still be right with my pick. Next up, we alluded to the match, and it's finally going to come to a head. Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame in a grudge match. Who you got?
I got Izzy on account of the calling is going to get involved, and they're going to cost Tatum the match, you know. So, but this is going to set up Izzy versus Tatum 2, and then Izzy Tatum 3. You know, so it's going to be Izzy winning this one, Tatum the second one, and the third one is a toss
Really?
up.
You think they do 3 of these?
Yep, I think this one right here is going to go three of them.
I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, look, this is going to elevate both these women. That's what I'm telling you.
I mean, I definitely think there's going to be 2 at least, just because I think Izzy wins this one, like you said, and I think Tatum gets her lick back maybe at New Year's Evil. But I thought that maybe where it ends, maybe they make that for a number 1 contenders match or something like that for the next person up, because both of these women have been there a little while. Whether it's for a North American Championship or the World Championship, I think both of them could go for it, and that's kind of what kicked this all off. Was Tatum winning that title?
Yep.
So I think their second match after Izzy wins this one, and she's taunting Tatum and doing all that. I'm the only reason you won the title. Blah 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 blah. Ava comes out in a couple of weeks and says, "All right, if that's what you think, yes, we've got a defense at New Year's Evil, Jordan Grace and JC Jane. Just because I'm going to say my pick was right on the last match. Whoever wins that match will take on the winner of Tatum and Izzy Part 2 for the number 1 contendership to the world title. And I think Tatum wins that one on New Year's Eve.
I get that.
With some help from some friends.
That's why there's going to be
I don't know who yet. We'll see. Next up, you have the North American title. Ethan Page going up against Mr. Iguana. I'll go first on this one. Everybody knows I love Mr. Iguana. One of my favorite wrestlers. Look, I've got an iguana on, in the shot here. So obviously that means I'm going to pick Ethan Page because there's no way he beats Ethan Page for the North American title.
And that's I agree with that.
Zero chance that as much as entertaining as Mr. Iguana is, there's zero chance he should be North American champion.
But if he did win, that strap turns green.
That's a good point. I don't know how that fits in with North America.
Because he's from Mexico. Mexico.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. That's a good point.
I mean,
I would rather see him go in something like the speed tournament.
Yeah.
That way you could put him on SmackDown with his, if you wanted to, you could do a couple of different things with him.
Yeah.
He could go to AAA and bring the speed championship there. I mean, El Grande Americano brought the speed championship over to AAA. So that has already been a thing. So I think that would be good for that if he were to go for maybe in the next speed tournament for Mr. Iguana. But yeah, I don't think there's any way Ethan Page loses this.
No, Page wins.
Yeah. And last but not least, you have the NXT Championship, Ricky Saints, Oba Femi. Who you got on?
Well, I want to say Oba, but I gotta go with Ricky on this one. I just Oba's coming up. I think this is his piece. By to NXT, which is sad. Hopefully he can become the ruler over on Raw. But yeah, no, I think Ricky wins. I'm very depressed talking about this one. All right, like this is one
I
I
can
don't want.
tell.
I don't want to talk about this one. Yeah, like this is one of those ones I'm like I don't want to pick Ricky Saints, but I got to.
Uh,
Yeah.
and, and and I'm right there with you. I have said for the beginning of this show that I would never pick against Obafemi, and unfortunately, I have to be a liar
Yeah.
and go with the way I feel. And now you know what? Screw it. Give me Oba.
Oh.
I will not pick against Oba. Ricky Aints, my champion.
Well,
Give me Obafemi.
I guess we don't need a tiebreaker then.
We've got 2 matches that are different.
Yeah, but
The women's Iron Survivor in this one.
if nobody wins that one and you get
So,
Oba right, you win. Or if I get Saints right, I win.
so what do you think the time limit on the men's Iron Survivor is going to be?
Ooh, okay, hold on. Men's
Dude,
Iron Survivor.
stop. It's a timed match. You can't do that one.
I know.
That was the point.
I know.
How long? So, in all seriousness, what do you think the time on Oba and Ricky is?
21 minutes, 30
Long.
seconds. Yeah.
So I'll just go 20 minutes because all I got to do is be under you. So I'll take a little bit of a cushion and say 20 minutes. Because I don't think it goes 20 minutes. I think it goes maybe 12 to 15. But I'll just say 20
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway. Whoever gets that match right wins.
And that's not necessarily true. If one of us wins the women's Iron Survivor, then this match is different. If I win the women's Iron Survivor and then Ricky Saints wins, then we have a tie. Then we got to go to tiebreak.
Oh yeah.
So
I hope
here it is.
Lonnie Jordan wins.
Of course.
Uh,
All right. Make sure you guys tune in Saturday night and stay tuned for our X at _ Big Mike 27. I will post up Lady Alpha's board. Thank you. Shout out to Lady Alpha, who always puts together a dry erase board with all the picks on there. I will share it out so everybody can see all of our picks. I know she does her picks as well, so she gets thrown in there, even though she's not for the title. You do get to see how much better she is at all these predictions than us. She normally throws, may throw Stampede. She may throw Michael from King Out too. There's a couple other people in there, just depending on who gives her picks before there. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all those picks be official on the board. And then we move on to AEW last night. And speaking of bangers,
no.
Kevin Knight,
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher stole the whole flipping show.
Yeah.
No matter what you think about the other matches, which the other matches were incredible, this match was amazing.
Oh yeah, all day, all fucking day. My wife and I, we were watching this match, right? And there's one point where I swear to God, this is the closest I've ever seen a true 2.99 kick out. Kevin Knight, literally, I don't know how the hell he did it because referee, oh man, he was like that. I'm telling you, dude, fingertips had to be on the mat, you know, when he hit, when he was coming down. That was the closest I've ever seen it. And then you get the shenanigans after the stuff with the Don Callis family cutting a promo and, you know, oh, I got your money, blah, blah, blah. But this match right here, you're damn right. It stole the show. These two were putting on a pay-per-view level match. And look,
which there were a few of those on this show.
Yes. And I Good Morning IWC, we'll be talking about it a little bit more because we're going to talk about a comment Claudio Castellano made, calling the classic, the Continental Classic, the new G1, the new the America's G1. He says,
okay, I'll take that.
He says that this is the top tournament in wrestling right now, and I don't agree with that. I still think the G1 might be the top tournament in wrestling still.
It's the top one. Well, it's sad. It's weird to say
America.
top in North America because they're really the only ones that do one.
Yep, exactly.
But, yes,
I like it. You know, I loved every second of this match. And Kyle, I told my wife, I was like, remember that name, Kyle Fletcher, because that kid is a fucking beast. Yeah.
I mean, both of these guys. I mean, Kevin Knight showed that he's
Oh yeah.
got a bright future as well, man. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
pretty awesome. Yeah, but thoroughly enjoyed this match. I posted during the match that this was a show stealer.
Yep.
And obviously everybody agrees. Yeah,
8.75.
give me more of that, and give
Yep.
me more of Kyle Fletcher winning the C2.
Yeah. I mean, he beat Okada in a roll up, and then he gets the way he wins this one. This was a good one too. But
I mean,
oh man,
I will pay to see Fletcher and Takeshita in the finals. I give me all my money.
really? You put the Continental Classic over the G1. That's so he agrees with Claudio. Claudio puts the Continental over G1, and a lot of people would too. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Then
we had the continuation of the women's tag team tournament over in AEW for the brand new women's tag team titles. I'll let you go first. What do you think of this match?
This match was nuts. All right. Knowing what I know about Megan Bain, how she's over in Japan doing that tournament as well and coming over here, more props to the lady. All right. Yeah, you got one. No, I think you lost both of those. If I'm right, I'm pretty sure she lost that over the weekend as well. But more props to you. You did two freaking tournaments that you excelled in, both of them. This match to me was up and down, left and right. I do not agree with the final, the result, I should say. Timeless Love Bomb should not be going over Marina and Megan. Those two should be going.
I just call them Bane and Pain.
Bane and Pain. Thank you.
That's my nickname for them.
Yes. Megan Bain and Marina Shafir. Yep, there it is. But yeah,
that's probably why the Timeless Love Bomb's been, because Megan and Marina didn't have a cool name like everybody else, like the Babes of Wrath or the Sisters of Sin or the Timeless Love Bombs. See, if we'd have started calling them Bane and Pain from the beginning, maybe they'd have won.
Maybe, but yeah.
But no, I mean, I agree completely. And the match itself was good. I mean, it's a hardcore match. It's a women's hardcore match. It's always going to be interesting. Toni Storm and Mina are two of the best. Megan Bain is probably one of the fastest rising stars, in my opinion.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Marina Shafir is just a crazy person.
Nuts. So how you going out there?
My wife saw this. That's exactly what I was about. My wife was watching this, and she's like, she ain't got no shoes on. I'm like, nope. She's crazy.
She's nuts.
She saw the tags come out, and she's like, she ain't got no shoes on, and there's thumbtacks. I mean, nope. She's crazy. I mean, no, I agree 100%. Megan Bain and Marina should have won. It makes more sense storyline wise too, which I know that when they do these tournaments, they don't necessarily go storyline every time, but it makes more sense because the Babes of Wrath with Harley Cameron, that's kind of where all this started. You know, the whole thing with Harley Cameron getting different tag team partners to go up against Megan and Penelope. That's kind of where the whole genesis of this tournament and this tag team division really kicked off.
Yeah.
They've had tag teams before, but that storyline was kind of the first one where they've developed tag teams into it. And I thought that would have been a better final for your brand new, even if Harley Cameron and Willow would have won, which I don't think they should have. I think it should have been Megan Bain and Marina Shafir win the whole damn thing. But okay. Well, Mike said they said the name was the Mega Problem. Okay, I can take that too. It's not bad. I like mine better because it's mine, but it's not bad. But yeah, I mean, it just seems better as a story. So, it kind of comes full circle with this whole thing with Harley Cameron and those two. You know, even though Penelope's hurt, you get Harley and Megan there in the match together that kind of started the whole thing. I just don't get Toni and Mina being in it. The only thing I can think of is they want them to win it because those are two of your bigger stars. And they want them to be the inaugural champions because it's Toni Storm and she deserves it. Let's be honest, with the run she had with the women's championship, she definitely deserves the accolade to be the first women's tag team champion. I just don't think storyline wise it makes sense.
I agree.
So yeah. Had a couple other Continental Classic matches. First up, we had Okada and Pac. Man. Talk about banger matches.
Yeah.
What a great match. I'm kind of okay with Okada stealing points the way he did,
Hey, that roll
even
up
though I
at the end
wanted
was
Pac to
nice.
win. Yeah.
Yeah, but that roll up though, I mean, he lost that way to Fletcher. You know, it's just win some, lose some. Pac looked great. I don't care what anyone says. Pac is a future world champion,
Oh,
but
yeah.
this was a great match. This was one of those. It almost was better than the Kyle Fletcher and night match. But yeah, no, I had 100% fun watching this. My wife loved watching this.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great. I'm an even bigger Pac fan, mainly because I don't know how, but the man seems to get bigger every time he comes on TV. Like he came out all like this. I'm like, I don't think he was that big last week. I think he grew that much in a week. It's crazy. But yeah, definitely a great match. Unfortunately, I don't know where Pat goes from this. In the classic, I don't know that he's going to be in the top two positions of either one. Okada kind of has to be being the top tournament wrestler in history. I'm sure we'll probably see him and Takeshita or him and somebody over there. Maybe it's him and Moxley. Who knows? Speaking of Moxley, we had the other and final main event of the night: Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley in a Continental Classic Blue League match. In again, just an absolute banger.
Yes.
Claudio gets the win. Everyone's seemingly respectful at the end. Go ahead. Tell me what would you think of the match?
What? Okay. Did you hear what Bryan Danielson said on commentary about John Moxley?
I probably did, but I don't know what you're referring
Okay,
to.
so he said, I could never beat John Moxley. That's why we always referred him as the leader of the Black Combat Club.
The Blackpool
right?
Combat Club. Yeah.
Yes. Now I get it. When Justin Roberts announced 5 minutes left and the uppercut came in 1, 2, 3, he did say something. Well, that's going to be a thinker. That's what he said. Now this is a thinker for the Death Riders, because Claudio did something that even Bryan Danielson could do, and that's beat John Moxley. John Moxley cuts a promo after this match saying it doesn't matter if Claudio wins, we win. It doesn't matter if Pac wins, we win. He never once said it doesn't matter if we win, we win. That was Claudio who said that. If John wins, we win. That's what he said, right? But at the end, when that whole promo, he kept saying, we do what's best for us, what's best for this group, what's best for business. And that's what he kept saying. That's what John kept saying. We're a bunch of dogs. That's how we do this, right?
Yep.
The whole time, Claudio kept looking at him like, all right, man, you're about to get yours then.
Yeah.
You know?
But they were very, very specific in saying that this was the first time he had ever beaten John Moxley.
Yes. And that's the thing. That's
they were very clear on commentary pointing that out.
Yes, but that's the thing. Bryan Danielson said he was never the leader. Bryan was never the leader because he couldn't beat Moxley. Now, Moxley's been defeated by the new CMML World Heavyweight Champion. You know, the Death Riders are liked everywhere, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely see that storyline going that way, but I think it's going to come down to another match between the two.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So that's the only reason I said that, because they've had previous matches and they made it very clear to say this was the first time he had ever beaten him. So now it's okay. You beat me this time, but if you want to be the leader, prove you can do it again.
Exactly. That's hard.
So they may have a match for leadership of the group, and it would be an interesting dynamic if that's the way they did. Instead of just turning on Moxley, that would be a very interesting dynamic to show Moxley try to be a number 2 in there. To a Claudio. It's just a way to get more juice out of the squeeze of, well, in this instance, he would be the number 2.
Well, yeah.
He would lose to Claudio. Claudio would be the one. I mean, I get what you're saying with Pac, but in the instance that we're talking about, he would be the 2.
Yeah.
It would be a very interesting dynamic than them just turning on Moxley and Moxley becoming this babyface again.
Yeah, that'd be
Don't
weird.
know that I want to see that either.
That's a WWE
I would much
style.
rather see more intricate stories
Yep.
within the group like that I think would be really cool. See, I think they could have him submit in the next match, the one that
Yeah.
I'm talking about, and that ties in even more.
Spin him 18 times and have him tap out while spinning.
I
That'd
thought
be
the way they did the ending was really good. I mean,
Yep.
it was kind of sudden, like boom, done, bang.
5 minutes left. Bam. 1, 2, 3. Damn.
Yeah, because it just came out of nowhere. I mean, they beat the shit out of each other the entire match, and then like boom, gone. So yeah, I mean, it was a great match. I think it's going to lead to a lot of things in the future. And I don't want them to just kind of cut and paste what they did with Danielson. Yeah, I did see that point too. That all the other Death Riders left with Claudio except for Marino. I could see that. Which would that not mean that Shafir would turn on him first?
Shafir's gonna turn on him.
I mean, all of them will eventually. I want them to make it last more than just a bag over the head.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't want it to be that sudden like they did with Danielson. Anything else on AEW that you can think of?
Besides a banger promo between well, I mean, I don't really like Eddie Kingston, but Samoa Joe really he really laid into him, didn't he? And then he had Hook talking about why the ops is plan, and he looked at me when I said Hook, like
I know I meant that. I'm glad you mentioned Hook. How did you feel about Hook's promo?
it was it wasn't that great, you know. Like
How did you feel about him calling himself the best second generation wrestler alive?
Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible. Like that. First off, you won a non-existing title, and it's called "Fuck the World." All right, FTW. Okay, and it was made up by your daddy. Okay, and yeah, that doesn't look good on you at all. All right, that first. Second, you got kicked out of a group, and now you went crawling back to said same group, right? Costing a championship. It's just I don't know, man. It's just I don't think
So
he's
who would you? So with that being said, in chat, let me know. Let me know who you guys think. Who is the greatest second generation wrestler of all time?
Cody's a second generation, right?
Cody, yeah, I think he's just second. They only talk about him being second. I don't know if Dusty's dad wrestled.
I don't think Dusty's dad wrestled. I would have to go with Cody then. Because I mean he's proven it. He's proven it. He went over to Japan, did his thing there, did his thing in TNA, did his thing in the indie scene like crazy, then started a company, and did his thing there. Yeah.
We'll let you think about it. I'll let you think about it. Think about it for a minute or two. Everybody in the audience, think about who you would think the greatest second generation wrestler is of all time. I'll give you a couple of minutes as we go to one of our favorite segments and one of your favorite segments of all, Stampede's top 3 World of Wrestling. Soon as I get to
What's up, you guys? Stampede here with your top lists from the week that just was. Kicking off, I'm going to do a top 5 list of matches from last week. There was just so many good matches, couldn't narrow it down to 3, so we're going to add a couple on. Coming in at number 5 from the Continental Classic, last week we had Kevin Knight taking on Darby Allin. Big upset as Kevin Knight grabbed the 3 points over Darby Allin in the opening matchup in that bracket. Coming in at number 4, Claudio Castagnoli taking on Gran Guerrero down in CMLL, where Claudio Castagnoli grabbed the CMLL Heavyweight Championship. So he will be taking that championship into the C2 in his match with Jon Moxley this Wednesday. Coming in at number 3, we're going to go back over to WWE, and Carmelo Hayes taking on Gunther. Just an amazing match. Gunther is one of those wrestlers who can elevate anybody that he's in the ring with. Carmelo Hayes looked incredible in this match, so this could be a really good jumping off point for him to start getting booked a little bit better. Number 2, We're going to go back over to the Continental Classic, and we had Kyle Fletcher taking on Kazuchika Okada. What could also be considered pretty much an upset, as Kyle picked up the 3 points over the defending Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada. And number 1, we're going to jump again, this time over to AAA. And El Grande Americano took on Vikingo. Amazing match, amazing wrestlers, great chemistry. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go check that out. So just a lot of great stuff going on from promotions all over the globe. Your male wrestler of the week, mentioned him earlier, Claudio Castagnoli, picking up the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship. Good on him. He will do that belt proud, and he'll do the promotion proud. Your female wrestler of the week, Stephanie Vacour. She defended her WWE World's Women title against Nikki Bella in successful fashion at the Survivor Series PLE this weekend. And your tag team of the week, we're going to go all the way across the other side of the globe, and Cosmic Angels, consisting of Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurora. They won the Goddesses of Stardom Tag Team League tournament. They were the champions in that one. Same tournament that Megan Bayne was competing in while she was competing in the AEW Tag Team Tournament. And the new award that I debuted last week, your Whoopsie Daisy. We're going to go back to WWE for this one. And Jey Uso's Rooftop Yeet Fest. Wrong time, wrong place, my man. You don't do that in a War Games match. Just completely out of sync as to what that match is supposed to entail. So do a little better there. If you're going to do it another part of the show, or save it for Monday. But that's it for me for this week. And now back to Mike, and now back to Sped.
Thank you so much, Stampede. And during that, Stampede put out his second generation wrestler of all time, Kurt Hennig. We also had Lady Alpha say The Rock is second generation. That is true. I think The Rock is probably 2 or 3 generations in, but that we consider him a second generation wrestler. Mike from King Out 2 said Eddie Guerrero. Isaiah said Dustin Rhodes. I know you said Cody. And Spedrock throwing in the Shane McMahon. Did Vince McMahon Sr. ever wrestle when he was there? Maybe, probably not.
Yeah, Vinnie Mac wrestled.
I'm talking about
no,
Senior.
No, I don't think Senior did. I think Senior was like, hey, listen, I'm paying you. All right, just go out there and do your thing, Bruno. Just do your thing. I'll let you have the title for years. Just do your thing, Bruno. Yeah. Yo, and yes, the Cosmic Angels are great. I actually got, because of Stampede, I go back and watch these matches, and yo, the Cosmic Angels are really good. Now, the next slide is presented by Isaiah. Oh, no, not this one. The Tribe Matchmaker. Sorry.
Oh.
It's presented by Isaiah. God. My suck.
Hey, what's up, Miami the Great? Appreciate you coming in. He says Randy is the great. That's not a bad shout.
He is a second generation. Kurt Hennig. No, wait. Curtis Axel.
He's third.
He's a third. He's a third. Yeah, that's right. His dad. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of good choices there.
Yeah, it was.
But for our Twitter post of the week that Stampede just spoke about, take it away, brother.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. was on his show, and he says that ESPN, by the way, is very unhappy with the deal. He was talking to a friend of his who works for Disney, and he says just like, yo, they're
Appreciate you coming in.
They're so much better. They better make money off this deal is basically what they're saying. They're pretty pissed. Do you think, are you buying into what Freddie is saying? Freddie Prinze Jr., big actor, was a writer for WWE for a long time. You think he has any merit to what he's saying right now?
Do I think that somebody was told that ended up telling him? No. Do I think they should be upset? Probably, because they've gotten some pretty average PLEs. And for the amount of money that they're paying, you would think you would get a little bit more.
Yeah.
I was of the mind that we're doing this whole new ESPN thing. We're going to get some bigger PLE, some bigger matches, maybe more matches. Instead of the 5 template that we've had, and it really just hasn't. I mean, the Saturday Night Main Event that they did with the kickoff, or the WrestlePalooza, sorry, that they did with the kickoff and Survivor Series, just I mean, they were just kind of They were very average PLEs.
The best way I could put this is those 2 PLEs are equivalent to a Young Wei Koo kicking a field goal for the New York Giants. It just got their foot stuck every time. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, though. ESPN didn't do this deal for WrestlePalooza or Survivor Series. All respect to Survivor Series. It's one of the big 4. It probably shouldn't be at this point. They treat Money in the Bank more importantly than they treat Survivor Series. So it probably shouldn't be one of the big 4 anymore. They did this deal for the Royal Rumble, for Survivor Series, for WrestleMania. That's what this deal is for. And I don't think they're going to be disappointed. Or do they want it to be better? Obviously. But I don't think that anybody from that company is going to come in and say they're disappointed until after the Royal Rumble. If that flops, if WrestleMania flops, if Survivor Series flops, if Money in the Bank flops. Again, to me, that's more of a big 4 than Survivor Series. I don't think this deal was made for WrestlePalooza, for insert next pay-per-view here, Judgment Day or Armageddon, or Clash in whatever they go next, a Crown Jewel. This deal wasn't made for any of it. This deal was made for your big time shows, and they'll take what they get in between. I thought I said SummerSlam. Sorry, Isaiah. I thought I mentioned SummerSlam when I was going through the list. But yes, the SummerSlam, this was made for the big 4, which to me are WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and Money in the Bank. That to me is the big 4 now, the new big 4. I think Money in the Bank has surpassed the Survivor Series. Just in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think at all that ESPN is technically upset with this deal yet.
No, I don't buy into it.
So it's worth noting that Freddie Prinze Jr. used to work for the WWE, got fired. I mean, all of that kind of thing. He still has friends in WWE, but still, he may not be happy with the company. He's got a show trying to get fixed, just like we are, just like everybody else is. So who knows, man? But they do need to put out a better product, please. Speaking of better products, that leads us to our front-end matchmaker, brought to you by Isaiah and by Fed. Who you got?
All right, so Isaiah gave me this last week. It's El Phantasmo from New Japan, Mustafa Ali from TNA, Ricochet from AEW, and Kofi Kingston from WWE. And me personally, I'm going with Ricochet because out of all 4 of these guys right here, he's got a lot more speed, a lot more durability. We both know that him and Ali will put on a banger. We all know him and Kofi will put on a banger. And El Phantasmo, a lot of people don't realize that guy is sick. He's a television champion over in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now. But yeah, no, I definitely go with Ricochet because, the demand. How do we do it again? Like this? Yeah, that's what it was. Like that. Boom. The demand. That's the reason why he wins. The demand.
I'm really high on Mustafa Ali. Kofi Kingston's one of the best. He's going to be a WWE Hall of Famer. El Phantasmo is killing it. Ricochet just became the national championship, and as a college football fan, nothing is bigger than the national championship. Everybody knows that. Doesn't matter if you're a world champion or not. If you don't win a national championship, you're nothing. So with that being said, I've got to go with my man, Ricochet, in demand. Let's see. Stampede says
right.
Ricochet is quite a bit ahead of the other 3. Yep.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, look, I like El Phantasmo. I really do. But he's eating the pen in this one. All right, he really is.
And I'm going to backtrack just a hair with Stampede's last comment. I didn't say that, and maybe I misspoke. Yes, they want the other ones to be good. They want a quality return on all of them, but that's not what the deal was made for. And your quality return on those big four outweigh the other ones so much. It's kind of like the Super Bowl or like Black Friday. We just had Black Friday here in America. Retailers bank on that one day a year, and a lot of them don't really matter what they do the rest of the year because they bank on that one time a year. That's kind of what this is. So, and back to the Trimaker. Ricochet is Isaiah's pick as well. Looks like he's going to be kind of a clean sweep. We'll see if we get anybody else's in. But other than that, that's our show. Thank you guys for joining us. I will let Sped tell everybody where you can find him, what other shows he's got going on, everything else, and then we will get to the final word.
Well, you can find me on X at Spedrock, SP3DROCK. Come check us out here on Twitch for Good Morning IWC, 8 o'clock in the mornings with Mike Norton and myself. Big Mike over here will be our special guest this week. He's going to have 10 minutes talking about whatever the hell he wants. World Wrestling, football, whatever.
No, just because I did that, I'm not going to jump off the cage in a trash can.
But maybe that might actually happen. But yeah, no, join in. Just follow here. Hit that QR code over there and follow us over on the run in. And thank you guys for tuning in, man.
All right. And the final word for Big Mike. Look, guys, it's coming up on the end of the year. We are going to be putting out some polls here in the next few weeks as we do our end of the year awards. Sped and I are going to tirelessly go through and pick, wrestlers of the year, matches of the year. Again, we'll do each company because we're not in the tribalism. We're not going to put everything and let somebody say, well, I hate AEW, so I'm only going to vote for WWE wrestlers. Not the way we do it. We will put stuff up for both companies. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout. Follow me at _Big Mike 27 at SP3DROCK to make sure you guys can be a part of the polls and be a part of the show as we present the Run-In Awards Year 2 coming up in about a month or so as the end of the year comes. So they could be North Poles, they could be South Poles, they could be South Parks, they could be very funny cartoons. Who knows? But definitely check us out, man. And again, if you're not watching us on YouTube, scan that QR code. Like you said, we are trying to get a push here. We're at like 263 subscribers over on YouTube. We would love to get to 300 by the end of the year. So please, please, please give us a subscribe. If you enjoy the show, tell a friend. Let them know. Tell them where you can find us. You can also find the Good Morning IWC on Sunday mornings. Check out our shorts. I'm trying to put out videos at least 3 or 4 a week. Putting out one a day is a little much for me right now because got a lot going on, but I'm at least trying to do a few a week. Follow us there. Check us out. I'll always post them up on X and on TikTok as well. It's at _Mike27 as well over on TikTok. And just thank you guys. I mean, it's we've been doing this for 62, 61 episodes now. I enjoy it every week that we do this. And that's because of not only you, Sped, but everybody in the comments. So thank you guys. I look forward to our second annual Run-In Awards coming up next month. For all of you guys to be a part of it, we will try to get some special guests. So if you would like to be a part of it, shoot me a DM, again, at _Big Mike 27 over on X. We will get together, have some special guests, maybe announcing awards, things like that to make it more interactive than it was last year. But yeah, just thank you guys. Keep pushing, keep grinding. And as always, enjoy wrestling, everybody.